The mausoleum of the First Qin Emperor is located in Lintong District, Xi'an, Shaanxi province of China. This mausoleum was constructed over 38 years, from 246 to 208 BC, and is situated underneath a 76-meter-tall tomb mound. The layout of the mausoleum is modeled on the Qin capital Xianyang, divided into inner and outer cities. The circumference of the inner city is 2.5 km and the outer is 6.3 km. The tomb is located in the southwest of the inner city and faces east. The main tomb chamber housing the coffin and burial artifacts is the core of the architectural complex of the mausoleum. The tomb itself has not yet been excavated. Archaeological explorations currently concentrate on various sites of the extensive necropolis surrounding the tomb, including the Terracotta Army to the east of the tomb mound. The Terracotta Army served as a garrison to the mausoleum and is yet to be completely excavated. History: work on the mausoleum began soon after Emperor Qin ascended the throne in 246 BC when he was still aged 13. Although its full-scale construction only started after he had conquered the 6 other major states and unified China in 221 BC. The source of the account of the construction of the mausoleum and its description came from Sima Qian in Chapter 6 of his Records of the Grand Historian, which contains the biography of Qin Shi Huang. Some scholars believe that the claim of having dug through 3 layers of groundwater to be figurative. It is also uncertain what the man-fish in the text refers to. Interpretation of the term varies from whale to walrus and other aquatic animals such as giant salamander. Before the mausoleum of the First Qin Emperor was completed, a peasant rebellion broke out during the late Qin dynasty. Zhang An redeployed all the 700,000 people building the mausoleum to suppress the rebellion, so the construction of the mausoleum ceased. After Xian Yu entered Xianyang, he is said to have looted the tomb. Afterwards, it is said that a shepherd unintentionally burnt down the underground palace of the mausoleum. The story goes that he went into a cave of the mausoleum, dug by Xian Yu, to look for his sheep with a torch in his hand, and a fire was started, burning away all the remaining tomb structures. No solid evidence of this has been found, and some scholars think that the mausoleum did not suffer any large-scale destruction. In 1987, the mausoleum, including the terracotta warriors, were listed as World Heritage Sites. Archaeological studies. The necropolis complex of Qin Shi Huang is a microcosm of the emperor's empire and palace, with the tomb mound at the center. There are 2 walls, the inner and outer walls, surrounding the tomb mound, and a number of pits containing figures and artifacts were found inside and outside the walls. To the west inside the inner wall were found bronze chariots and horses. Inside the inner wall were also found terracotta figures of courtiers and bureaucrats who served the emperor. Outside of the inner wall but inside the outer wall, pits with terracotta figures of entertainers and strongmen, as well as a pit containing a stone suit of armor were found. To the north of the outer wall were found the imperial park with bronze cranes, swan and ducks with groups of musicians. Outside the outer walls were also found imperial stables where real horses were buried with terracotta figures of grooms kneeling beside them. To the west were found mass burial grounds for the laborers forced to build the complex. The Terracotta Army is located about 1.5 km to the east of the tomb mound. The tomb mound itself at present remains largely unexcavated, but a number of techniques were used to explore the site. The underground palace has been located at the center of the mound. Archaeological survey and magnetic anomaly studies indicate a 4-meter-high perimeter wall, measuring 460 meters north to south and 390 meters east to west, which is made of bricks and serves as the wall of the underground palace. On top is an enclosing wall made of rammed earth of 40 meters in height. There are sloping passageways leading to the 4 walls. The west tomb passage is linked to a pit where the bronze chariots and horses were found. The tomb chamber itself is 80 meters long east to west, 50 meters north to south, and is about 15 meters high. As to the depth at which the palace lies, there are great disputes among the academic community, with estimates varying from 20 meters to 50 meters. According to the Scientific Exploration and Partial Excavation, Much metal is present in the underground palace and it also features a very good drainage system. Sima Qian's text indicates that during its construction the tomb may have reached groundwater, and the water table is estimated to be at a depth of 30 meters. An underground dam and drainage system was discovered in 2000 and the tomb appeared not to have been flooded by the groundwater. Anomalously high levels of mercury in the area of the tomb mound were found. This gives credence to the Sima Qian's account that mercury was used to simulate waterways and the seas in the mausoleum of the first Qin Emperor. However, some scholars believe that if the underground palace is excavated, the mercury will quickly volatilize. In December 2012, it was announced that the remains of a massive imperial palace was found at the site. Based on its foundations, the courtyard-style palace was estimated to be 690 meters long and 250 meters wide, covering an area of 170,000 square meters, which is nearly one-fourth the size of the Forbidden City in Beijing. The palace included 18 courtyard houses and a main building that overlooked the houses. The archaeologists have been excavating the foundations since 2010 and have found walls, gates, stone roads, pottery shards and some brickwork. Disputes over possible excavation. Beginning in 1976, various scholars proposed to explore the underground palace, citing the following main reasons: the mausoleum of the first Qin Emperor is in a seismic zone, so underground cultural relics need to be unearthed for protection. To develop tourism. And, to prevent grave robbery. However, opponents of such excavations hold that China's current technology is not able to deal with the large scale of the underground palace yet. Many mistakes were made in the case of the terracotta warriors. For instance, scientists were unable to preserve the colored terracotta warriors, which resulted in the rapid shedding of their painted decoration when exposed to air. Also, the situation of the underground palace still remains unclear, so any rash digging may cause damage. In popular culture, creative works dealing with the mausoleum of the first Qin Emperor include, The Myth, a Hong Kong film, describes the mausoleum of the first Qin Emperor as hanging in the air hidden in a grotto underneath a waterfall. The movie also claims that the Mount Li mausoleum was built in order to disguise where the emperor was really buried. Fight and Love with a Terracotta Warrior, another Hong Kong film, includes the scene in which the mausoleum builder seals the craftsman into the coffin chamber. The exaggerated machine-operated traps displayed in the movie are artistic license. The Prince of Qin video game represents many types of machine-operated traps in the mausoleum, and the design of the mausoleum is a game-typed maze. A preliminary study of mercury buried in the mausoleum of the first Qin Emperor, an article published in Archaeology magazine, Volume 7, says that during the measuring of soil mercury content, one measured point reached 1440 parts per billion. The rest of 53 points reached an average content of around 205 ppb. There is also a claim that the mercury content is actually a result of local industrial pollution. It is reported in Lintong County Annals that from 1978 to 1980, according to General Investigation on Workers Involved with Benzene, Mercury and Lead, 1193 people from 21 factories were found poisoned. Notes and references. External links, disputes over possible excavation, Mausoleum of Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the necropolis of the first emperor of Qin excerpt from lecture.